Are you referring to Reginald?
Uh-huh.
Well, Reginald, you seem rather quiet during this time. How do you feel about Rosalie leaving?
What are you talking about? She's standing right here next to me. Now, where'd she go? What kind of hocus pocus are you playing here?
Reginald, she left with Wilbert.
Who's Wilbert?
Reginald, do you see anyone else in this room?
Besides you, the man with the broom on his head. Just that beautiful woman standing right there.
That's awfully romantic.
Wasn't meant to be.
How big was the duck? I would have very much liked to have met him. Greetings, my fellow Republicans. You, sir, need a hug. Dr. Jill, I can't tell you how liberating this evening has been for me. I've been cramped in my mind for years now, thinking the entire university to revolve around me. I was king of my domain.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
All the women served me. They ironed my togas. They warmed my bathwater. They did the dishes.
See? He is far from perfect. And I like it.
He's kind of strong looking.
Of course I had the menial task of ruling my empire, building roads, killing people who are too annoying.
Amen.
But I was never bothered with conversation. Women were there for practical purposes, eating me. But now I feel released, relieved. I want to pet a duck. I want to spend time and get to know someone. I want to have a conversation. I want...
Doc, you've turned him into a pansy. I can't take this anymore. I need to punch somebody, and I need to punch somebody now.
Reginald, you must try and stop your anger.
Dr. Jillian, let me do as you say.
Get out of my way, crunch crouton. I don't want to hurt you, but I'm going to shut her up once and for all. I am fighting for all of mankind.
You're not going to do such a thing. That's right. First, you're going to give me a hug. Then you're going to apologize to Dr. Jill. Then you're going home and thinking about all of this. Hug therapy. Don't fight it. Sarsaparilla.
I've never felt so peaceful in my life.
Caesar, you have come a long way tonight. I'm proud of you.
All hail Dr. Jill!
All hail Dr. Jill! Oh. Dr. Jill, I'm sorry for trying to beat you up earlier. I really didn't mean, I don't mean that anymore.
As long as you learn from your mistakes. That's why I'm here to help. And I can help you every Monday through Friday for 30 minutes.
You know, you are one heck of a man. You can be the Caesar in my salad any day of the week.
Maybe that's too strong.
That's okay. I like strong women. Shall we?
Januarius, where's the director?
I killed him. He questioned my duck. I had to kill him.
What did you kill him with?
With my sword, of course.
But it's not real.
What?
Your sword. It's not real. Januarius, I can't protect you against everything. You can't go around pretending you killed someone with a fake sword.
Well, I don't want to talk about it.
Januarius, what did you do with the director?
Fine. I rubbed my sword on his cheek. I think I gave him a splinter.
Yeah, he did.
Well, He questioned my duck.
I've come to the realization that no man should question another man's duck story. In fact, I don't even have a duck story of my own. So therefore, I apologize for mocking you, for ridiculing you, for laughing at you, for exposing your dreams to reality. Well, for hiring you.
Thank you, sir. That's very good of you. And I, too, am sorry for rubbing my sword on your cheek.
Don't mention it.
Will you be needing me anymore tonight, sir?
Yes, if you could be so good as the stand guard.
Yes, sir.
We're not finished yet. Is the doctor in? May I?
By all means.
All I wanted to do in my life was to make people laugh. To have an audience show up and keep them entertained for an hour and a half. To provide a little magic for them. Doc, I'm a failure.
Now, why do you say that?
You bought a ticket for tonight's show, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did.
Do you have it with you?
Yes, it's right here.
Could I see it?
Certainly.
Row C, seat 7. Right over there. What does an audience member usually do?
Well, the normal things, of course. Sits down, reads the program, watches the show, engages with the characters, and laughs when someone falls down. You know, the normal things.
Yes, the normal things. And do the normal things include an audience member standing up out of her seat and coming off the stage?
No, that would be highly irregular.
How's your medical practice been doing lately?
My medical practice is going well.
That's good to hear. Although it is a lie, you are ambitious. You want to be loved by millions of fans who watch your show. You want to be in the spotlight. And that's why you're not over there where you're supposed to be. No, your medical practice is not doing well at all. Perhaps it's about to be canceled. Perhaps she orchestrated all of this to generate a little publicity. Is that not true, Doctor?
That's preposterous.
Is it? Paige Martin. A little earlier, after I fainted, was dragged off stage, I had a visit from someone who was sitting in the back of the audience. Miss Paige Martin. Could you tell us all who Paige Martin is?
She is my TV producer. What a coincidence.
That's right. She's your boss. She calls your shots. She pays the salary. She books your guests.
Look, I really must be going.
Sit down! She gave me a bit of information that was quite intriguing. Januaries, you're going to want to listen to this. February 5th. Do you remember February 5th? Do you remember who you had on your show that night?
I'm sure I don't. I help so many people.
Especially yourself. On February 5th, you were dealing with two couples who were having a lover's spat. These four were so outrageous and so preposterous that you had them again on February 6th. They each other. They yelled. They spoke in those backwoodsy accents that had everyone laughing. There was a buzz. They were two of your highest rated shows in about a year. Do you remember?
I've had so many guests, it's hard to keep track.
Their names were Wilbert, Nettie, Rosalie, and Reginald. It was a great show, but it couldn't stop the bleeding. Your show had been in decline for over 6 months. In fact, you were told last week that your show would be canceled after you filmed the episodes for next month. But you couldn't accept that, could you?
Please, I think this is all big mistakes. Why don't we go off stage and talk about this?
Off stage? I've been trying to get you off stage for the past hour. But no, not now. I have you exactly where I want you. And January is going to make sure you don't go anywhere. But no, you planned the takeover of my opening night. You brought back the Four Stooges and had them replay their lovers' quarrel. You brought in Dr. Foolhardy, your senile old guest from February 13th. And kudos to you. My Roman soldiers were just stupid enough to fall into your psychological mind games. Yes, you planned the takeover of my opening night. If the opening night critics could see you in action, if the crowds could be awed by your compassion, wow, what a story that would be. It might just generate enough publicity to buy your show a reprieve. But what bad luck for you, and what good luck for me that Miss Paige Martin just happened to be in the audience. Look at you. The ambitious Caesar once again sits on her throne. Caesar will stop at nothing to get what she wants. She will stop at nothing.
Please, let's just go and talk about this.
Talk? I do want to talk, Caesar. What's today's date? What's today's date?
I believe it is March 15th.
Why, yes, it is. A fitting night for a Roman drama, don't you think? Is this not the theater of Pompeii? The ambitious Caesar still must be stopped. Call me Cassius, if you will. Or Marcus Brutus, if you prefer. Either way, there will be blood. There must be blood. What's this? Is this not the wreath of Caesar? It needs to be adorning its proper place. I see no place as fitting as here. Caesar! No more masquerading! The truth has been laid bare, just as an olive spat out after being voraciously sucked to its core by a pack of mad dogs!
That doesn't make sense. Dogs don't eat olives.
Neither do Roman dramas have psychologists! Can you hear them? They're gathering. You may have shackled Act 1 to your self-conceited love, and you may have distracted Act 2 with your silver tongue, but is this not the theater of Pompeii? And is today not the Ides of March? Caesar, are you ready to play your most famous role? Doctor, are you ready to fulfill history?
You're starting to creep me out a little bit.
You cannot stop the ending. There will be blood. The Republicans demand it. The senators are plotting. The Romans are on the march, and the beast of history must be satisfied. Oh, yes, you do, Caesar. Say it!
A2, director?
Yes, especially me! What was once tragedy has turned into my greatest triumph. To silence the preachers of the squawk box, who spout their opinions day in and day out, wanting us to trust them for the answer. The Freudian freaks who manipulate our desires for their own personal gain. Today is the end of their tyranny. No longer will they use their ambition to build themselves up. We laugh at the scum. We pause to reflect that the better nature we bestow upon them is nothing but a mere shadow of reality. For by the sword do we know our own strength. By the silence of the night do we know we did the right thing. Good night, everybody.
Two shows on February 9th. Hope you come out. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming.